Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, chair yoga for everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you joined us today. We're coming to you from our Bottoms Down YouTube channel, and if you haven't already, I wish you'd click that subscribe button. It's free and it just lets you know when new videos are posted. And I'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Now you'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start. Let's go ahead and move up in our chair so you're not leaning back, all right? So you're going to lift that heart nice and tall, pull that belly button into the spine. Take those shoulders down out of the ears, all right? Place your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. And let's take just a moment to ground those feet. So just think about having those 4 pressure points of both feet equally weighted on the floor, okay? And then think about those sits bones. So we have those pointy bones that we sit on. Make sure that they're equally weighted on the chair and you're not leaning one way or the other. Let's close our eyes. And just begin to breathe. Just feel your natural breath. Connecting to that breath. Let's begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. Do that again. Inhale and exhale. Now do that one more time using that belly, engaging your diaphragm. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Let's drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Oh yeah. And drop your chin to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest. Go ahead and look to the front of the room. Let's look over that right shoulder. Oh yeah. Look center. And look over that left shoulder. And look center. All right, we're going to shrug our shoulders. So we're going to shrug them up. And then we're just going to let them fall. Let's shrug them up. And just let them fall. One more time. Shrug. And let those shoulders fall. That should feel really good. Okay, we're going to move into a cat and cow, a little warm up for the spine. So I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, elbows are wide, okay? Pull that belly button in, tuck your chin, right? Round your shoulders. Now just look at that belly button. There's our beautiful cat pose. All right, now we're going to lift our heart up, and I want you to grab the back of the chair. At the same time, pull your shoulders down and back behind you. You feel that? Kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together. All right, let's do that again. Round it down into cat. Lift it up into cat. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale into cat. Inhale up into cow. Exhale into cat. And release. Whew. All right, mountain pose. We're going to start with our hands out to the side. Really spread those fingers. Now, if you've got arthritis in your hands and your fingers, I wouldn't do this, right? You don't have, you could just be here. But if you don't, give those fingers a nice stretch. All right, let's come up to goalpost arms. Okie dokie, are we ready? We're going to take our hands up into that extended mountain, shoulders down. You notice how I just pulled my shoulders down? I'm thinking about belly button to spine. Now I'm going to bring my palms together. You see that? Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers up to the ceiling. Here we go. Let's lean to the right. Ready? Come up and let's lean to the left. Now making sure this opposite hip is staying down, okay? One more breath. Let's come up and bring those hands back down to your lap. How's that feel? All right. So the next one is a seated twist, and I want you to be really gentle, okay? So we're not going to see, how hard can I twist my body? It's a very gentle twist. So we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it on the outside of that left knee. Take your other hand, bring it back behind you. Now the first thing I want you to do is take this shoulder and bring it back, okay? Now we're going to turn and we're going to look over that left shoulder. Again, super gentle, just beginning to wake up that spine a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and come center, and we're going to go the other way. This hand is going to go on the outside of that knee. Other hand is going to come to the chair. Don't forget, shoulder back first. Then turn and look over that shoulder and breathe. One more breath and face forward. Very good. All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to move into neck rolls, and then we will add on to those neck rolls. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just taking our nose and we're just kind of making circles. So just kind of small circles. Then we're going to take it and we're going to make those circles a little bit bigger. Then we're going to make them a little bit bigger. And we're going to make them a little bit bigger. And we're going to make them big. All right. Now we're just going to reverse that. Start big, big old circles, big circles. Now take them a little bit smaller. And a little bit smaller. Little smaller. Little smaller. And release. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing. The difference this time, though, is we're going to pull our shoulders back, all right? So squeezing that shoulder, those shoulder blades behind your back. Now we're going to do the same thing. So feel like you're trying to hold something between those shoulder blades, right? Don't lose it. Don't lose that. Shoulders are down. Okay, here we go. We're going to make those little circles. Don't lose that shoulder blade. Make the circles a little bigger. And a little bigger. And a little bigger. Now they're the biggest you can make them. Don't lose your back. And stop and reverse those circles. Don't lose the squeezing back. I know, it's kind of hard to think of all of it at the same time. Circles are smaller. Circles are smaller, but you should feel a little different. Circles are smaller, little smaller, and release. Let's bring those shoulders forward and back. How does that feel, right? So it's kind of hard sometimes when you're really holding that posture up, squeezing those shoulder blades behind. Sometimes all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's just hard. It's hard to hold the body in some of those positions, especially when maybe we're used to being more like this all the time. Is anybody guilty of that, right? I know all of a sudden sometimes I'm going, Carol, lift up that heart, quit doing this, lift it up. So sometimes when you haven't done that, or you feel more like you're here most of the time, when you really try to hold yourself up, you can actually shake a little bit. So it's all good. All right, so we're going to move into a sun salutation. Now, if you've been with me before, You're very comfortable with a sun salutation. You know what it is. If you haven't, if this is your first time, don't worry. I love it. I'll take us through every moment. But we're going to move through it a little bit fast, okay? Not super fast, but we're just going to flow through it. And then we're going to be adding a ragdoll with head nods. So in our ragdoll, it is an inversion, right? So our head will be down between our legs and we'll be nodding our head and shaking our head. As always, if that bothers you when you do an inversion, putting your head down, if you have low blood pressure specifically, it might make you dizzy, just don't do it, right? So you're just going to hang out here and you can still do your head nods and your shakes. Hands to heart. Here we go. Big circle, up and around. Bring those hands to your heart. We're going to reverse that circle up. Big circle around and bring your hands to your heart. There's your beautiful sun. Let's do that again. Up we go. Mountain pose. Bring those palms together, palms to heart. We're going to go up. Now we're adding on this time. We're going to come into a forward salute. So I'm going to dive forward. I'm going to bring my arms by my side. Shoot your fingertips back. Head towards the ceiling and the wall meet. Fingertips back towards the floor, stretch through the spine. One more breath, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Bring your hands together and hands to your heart. We're going to take those hands up to mountain. We're going to do that forward salute again. Stretch it out. Feel like you're stretching through the spine, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to add on one. Here we go. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's come up to mountain, back to that forward salute. Stretch it out. Ready? Here we go. We're going to put our forearms on our thighs, palms facing up. Let your heart fall forward into a forward fold. Feel the stretch through the back, lengthening through the head, right? Now tuck your chin, press through your heels, roll up nice and slow. Checking in. How's everybody feeling? Everybody good? Okay, so remember, your forward fold can stay right here. You can let that heart fall, and when we begin moving into our ragdoll and our head nods, you're just going to do this right here, and you're going to be fine, all right? But if you're with me, we're going to go ahead and add that head down between our legs. My back is great, and I don't get dizzy, okay? So I can make that inversion, and it's all good. And I'm going to grab my elbows for ragdoll, and we're going to do some head nods. So it's really a nice stretch for the neck. But if you're here, you're still going to get that same good stretch for the neck, okay? Here we go. Hands at heart. Up we go. Big circle. Bring those hands to the heart. Up we go. Dive forward, belly button to spine. Here we are in our forward salute with airplane arms. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Here we go. Forward fold. Let that heart fall forward. Now, if you're with me, I'm going to go ahead and let my head continue down. My hands are going to be on the floor. So I'm in a full forward fold. My head is just hanging out. Gravity is pulling my head down towards the floor. Take one more breath here. And press through your heels. We're going to roll it up nice and slow into a seated position. Let's do that again. This time we're going to add the ragdoll piece. Hands to heart. Up we go. Mountain pose. Hands to heart. Up we go. Exhale as you dive forward if you want to add that breath. Stretch it out. Forward fold, your version. Maybe you're here. Or maybe you're here. All right, if you're down, grab your elbows. Let your heart fall through your thighs, hanging out in ragdoll. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands to the floor. Pull your belly button to your spine. Push your feet through the floor. And roll up nice and slow. How did that feel? Yeah? Everybody good? Okay, excellent. So the next movement, in yoga, this is called your third eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our palms together and we're going to put our thumbs right on our third eye. Our elbows are wide, okay? Now all you're going to do is you're simply going to lift your heart up and you're going to look towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Go ahead and look center and release. We're going to do that just one more time. Palms are together, thumbs at your third eye, elbows are wide. Okay, let's lift up, lift the chest up, forehead up towards the ceiling. You're looking up. You're not releasing that neck though. Belly is tight. One more breath. Bring that down, center, and release. Very good. All right, we're going to move into a child's pose. So in our child's pose, this was our forward fold. You remember we did this one just a minute ago in our sun salutation? So the only difference is in child's pose, we're going to not have our palms up. We're going to bring our arms in. So this is kind of a pose of release. So the idea is just to kind of let go. So we're going to bring our hands between our thighs. We're just going to let ourselves kind of sink down. Now, one thing you can do if you want to have a little bit of support, keep your arms on those thighs and just kind of let your heart sink down, right? So you've still got some support for your back, but you're letting yourself just hang out here and breathing. That's a great version. And if you want a little bit more, you notice I'm widening my feet just a little bit because I need to have space between my legs for my belly. All right, so here we go. We're going to extend that spine long. Now, instead of just holding my hands on my thighs, I'm going to go ahead and let them come down a little bit further. And I'm just letting my heart hang out. My head falls. I'm tucking my chin. I'm just hanging out here in a seated child's pose. Just one more breath here. We're going to slowly roll it back up, pressing through your heels. Belly is tight. Come all the way back up to seated. How did that feel? Good. All right. Let's grab a sip of water. All right, we're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. Now we're going to be doing a sun salutation. Again, we'll be adding our forward fold with our ragdoll and head nods. So I'm going to tell you, if you would rather, I'm going to be doing it facing you, but if you would rather be doing it here facing your chair, you'll have that chair for support as we halfway lift, forward fold, right, and do everything. So you'll have your chair there for support. So it's a great option. Feel free to do that if you want to. If you're with me, we're going to be standing on the right side of our chair facing forward. Now the other thing I want to make sure is that you're not to the point where you're going to, when you move your arms, you're going to hit the back of the chair. So just make your adjustment, move forward just a little bit. All right? Okay. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to bring those hands up. Mountain pose. You can look up if that works for you and bring your hands to your heart. Let's inhale here. Exhale, up we go. Bring those hands back around all the way to your heart. And we're going to do that one more time and then add on. Here we go. Big circle, up we go. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Up we go. Now listen, we're going to add that forward salute. So we're going to bring those hands forward, bring them by your arm, by your side, shoot those arms back behind you, shoot your head forward into that forward salute with airplane arms. We're stretching through. One more breath, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. And this is your inhale. If you want to add that breath, exhale as you come forward into that forward salute with airplane arms. We're going to stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Bring your hands to your heart, adding on. Here we go. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to go straight into that forward salute with airplane arms, stretching out. Now I'm going to place my hands on my thighs and I'm going to let my heart fall forward. So if you were facing the seat of your chair, your hands would be in the seat of your chair instead of on your thighs. Let that head fall and slowly roll it up. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Big circle, up we go. Diving forward is your exhale. Forward salute, stretch it out. Hands on thighs for a forward fold. Tuck the chin and roll it up nice and slow. Okay, so now what I'm going to add on is when we come into that forward fold, instead of having hands on your thighs, you're going to go ahead and fold all the way down, and then you're going to grab your elbows and hang out in a ragdoll, okay? So if you're facing your chair, you're going to be doing the exact same thing. And so instead of grabbing onto your elbows, you're just going to have your hands in the seat of the chair. All right, here we go. Big circle, up we go. Diving forward, belly button to spine. Forward salute, stretch, lengthen through that spine. We're going to forward fold. Bring those hands down towards the floor if that works for you. Grab your elbows, and we're going to nod our head yes, and we're going to shake our head no. We're going to nod our head yes. Drop your hands towards the floor, bend your knees, and roll it up nice and slow. Okay, how did that feel? Everybody good? Okay, we're going to do that again. So this time, when we come into our ragdoll, we're going to go ahead and heel toe our feet, heel toe, right heel toe, a little bit wider. Same thing. If you're facing your chair, you're going to do the same thing. Heel toe those feet a little bit wider. So then when we come forward into our ragdoll, maybe even if you're facing your chair, maybe then you want to see if you can grab those elbows, okay? It's all good. Either way is fine. All right, so I've got my feet hip distance apart. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Let's do it. Up we go. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to dive it forward, belly button to spine. Now let's put our hands on our thighs for a halfway lift instead of a forward salute. So I'm stretching my head forward and my seat back, okay? Stretching out, forward fold. Let the head fall. Heel toe your feet a little wider. Bend your knees. Grab your elbows and feel the low back stretching. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Go ahead and drop your hands towards the floor. Heel toe your feet back together. Bend your knees. Roll it up nice and slow. Can we do that just one more time? We got this. Hands at heart. Here we go. Up we go. Inhale. Exhale. Dive it forward. Inhale. Hands on shins for a halfway lift. Forward fold. Heel toe your feet wide. Grab your elbows. Hang it out in ragdoll. Bend the knees if you wish. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Hands to the floor. Heel toe your feet back together. Place your hands on your shins. Give me one more halfway lift. Stretch through that spine. Forward fold. And bend the knees. Roll it up. Nice and slow. All right. Good job. Let's grab a sip of water. Okay, let's drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Now we're just simply going to look up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and look center, and then we're going to look down at the floor. Go ahead and look center and bring that head forward. Let's drop that head the other way. We're going to look up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring it center. We're going to look it down at the floor. Go ahead and look center and bring that head up. All right, let's do that again. So we're going to drop that head, that neck, the head over. I'll get it right here in a minute. Now let's extend that hand out. Flip the palm up to the ceiling. Bring the hand down, lift the head up, other side. Dropping that ear down towards the shoulder. Let's extend that opposite arm out. Palm faces down first. Now flip that palm up to the ceiling. You feel the difference? Just a little difference, right? And release. Very, very good. Okay, so now we're going to clasp our hands behind our back and just lift our heart up. Okay, so you're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Your heart is lifted. Now drop that left ear to left shoulder. Go ahead and look center and then drop that other ear to the shoulder. Go ahead and look center and release. Whew. Right, do you feel that? Can we do that just one more time? Clasp those hands behind the back. Lift up. Drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Go ahead and lift. And left ear to left shoulder. Lift it up and release. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is a chin tuck, and I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see it a little more clearly what I'm doing. So we're going to take our hand, our finger, and we're just going to put it right on our chin. Then all I want you to do is take your chin away from your finger. Leave the finger right where it is, and then just pull your chin away. See what I'm doing? And then release it. And do that again. Pull that chin away from the finger. And release. Final time. Here we go. Pull it. And release. All right? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So we're just going to do one more chest opening here. The thumbs are back towards the wall. We're opening our chest, squeezing those shoulder blades behind our back. One more breath here and release it. And let's do that one more time. Turn those thumbs to the back wall. Open up that heart. And release. Okay, so this is going to be for our scaling. So I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to place it on my opposite collarbone. So your collarbone is here and your hand's just going to go right above it. And basically, you're kind of pressing in, and we call that pinning those muscles. So you're going to try to keep those muscles from moving to get a little deeper stretch. Now, we're going to look over the opposite shoulder first. Do you feel that? My scalings are always super tight, so I really feel it. All right, go ahead and look center. Now, we're going to look down towards the floor. All right, go ahead and look center and release it. Do you feel that stretch? Yeah. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to pin those muscles right above the collarbone. Okay, so now we're just going to look to the opposite side first and go ahead and look center. Now look down towards the floor. Just breathing into it, feeling that stretch of those scaling muscles. Let's go ahead and look center. Now look up. I don't think looking up is quite as much of a stretch, but it's still a good option if you want to do that. Let's go ahead and look down and release. All right. Very, very good. So these muscles, these trap muscles here, what we're going to do is we're going to extend one arm down towards the floor, okay? And then we're going to pull our, gently, we're going to place our hand here on the head and we're going to pull it very, very gently. One more breath. Let's go ahead and release that. And we're going to go to the other side. So that hand is going to go down towards the floor. This hand is going to come up. We're going to just gently, ever so gently, pull ear towards your shoulder. Just one more breath here. Go ahead and release that. All right, very, very good. Okay, so the next one, these muscles that help us raise our shoulders. So we're going to take our hand and instead of coming across like we did on with the collarbone, we're going to just hold those muscles back behind on the same side, okay? So you kind of just holding those muscles, trying to pin them as we call it. And then what I want you to do is look down at your opposite, or over this leg down at the floor. Just one more breath here. And release it. Okay, and let's do the other side. So again, my hand just kind of reaches back behind that shoulder. I'm going to hold those muscles there. And then I'm going to look down towards the floor on that opposite side. Just one more breath here. And release. Very good. You want to give them one final stretch of those shoulders. Excellent. Let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest lightly in your lap, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Something better. When you observe carelessness and incompetence, respond with renewed commitment to diligence and excellence. When you encounter anger and divisiveness, take fresh steps to connect in positive ways to others. Life can be filled with much difficulty and suffering, but that's no reason for you to make it even worse. Let it prompt you instead to work towards something better. Plenty of people are all too willing to complain and assign blame. There's no need for you to add to those useless pursuits. Choose instead to direct your focus toward a positive purpose. Choose the demanding yet rewarding effort of creating something better. Whatever has happened, has happened. Now is the time to learn from it and improve upon it. In every troubling situation is the potential for excellence. Be strong, see that potential, and do the good things you must do to make it happen. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Bring your hands to your heart, honoring one another. We say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today, and I hope that you'll leave me a comment and subscribe to our Bottoms Down YouTube channel. I will see you next time.